Hello everyone. Let's start the new chapter, that is the fourth chapter from your science one, that is effect of electric current. In this chapter and in this video you are going to study about the electric current flowing through the conducting wire and the heating effect due to the electric current. Now back in ninth standard you already have this concept clear about the conductors, insulators. I hope everybody remembers. What are conductors, students? Conductors are those kind of object which have free electrons, the atom which have free electrons so that it can move around, it can move forward. Whereas insulator, they don't have the free electrons. Okay, so all your wires like copper, aluminium, gold, okay, iron, so all these are metal which are very good conductors. And insulator, wood, plastic, because they don't conduct the electricity. Okay, now even if the conductor is there like iron or aluminium, it will not give you current if you touch them. Now why this happens, then why this is because the free electrons which are present in the conductor needs little kind of help. Now what kind of help? The help that when it is supplied with any source of energy like a cell, so then this cell will provide that energy to just jump or to switch from one atom to another atom. And we all know that the flow of electron is current. So basically what happens is any conducting wires or any conductor still requires some source of energy so that to give the push to their electron so that it starts to move. All right, now in a circuit if you see, there is a key, cell, conducting wires, resistors, ammeter, voltmeter, all these are attached. Okay, now if one end of the conductor is attached with the circuit and the another end is not attached, so the circuit is not closed, it is open, so current still not pass through it. So both the end has to be closed. Okay, so that there is a continuous flow of electron happening, and that is why the current generates. Now this won't happen in insulator because there is no electron, so that the cell, even if it gives their electron, there is nobody to conduct it in forward direction, so there the current will not flow. Now student, you all know that how positive or negative charge is generated over an atom. Now, positive charge is generated when some atom donate the electron or give away the electron. It has a free electron in its outermost shell, so it can donate its electron and form the cation or positively charged atom, we call it. Whereas the atom which receives the electron are the anion or negatively charged atom. You must have heard about and studied about statistic electricity, right? We have done it some experiment, and your teacher must have done this experiment with the comb and bits of paper, where you used to rub the comb on your hairs, and there you saw that when bits of paper were scattered and you bring the comb or scale near those bits of paper, the comb or scale was attracting those papers, right? So how and why this all happen? One more experiment I would like you can conduct at home, that you rub blow a balloon and you rub it with a cloth. Okay, and you put it near some like can or some lightweighted object. You will see that when you take the balloon in forward direction, the can which is placed near the balloon will start rolling around the balloon behind it. The same thing happens in the when you rub the scale and then you bring it near the bits of paper. So basically what happens is that when you rub something, it develops charge over them, say negative charge. Okay, now when you bring that negatively charged object near any other object, that object is also an atom, it will be also made from negative and positive charge. So the thing which you have brought is already negatively charged. So what will happen to that, like bits of paper? So the negative repel each other. So the negative electron will try to move away, and the gap will be filled by the positive things, protons, right? So the negative and positive attracts, and that is why when the balloon is rubbed, it develops a negative charge, and when you bring it near the can, so the can, the negative side has shifted away from the negative side of the balloon, and positive side came near the balloon. So when the balloon is moved away from the can starts to roll. So that is static electricity. Now let's talk about the current flowing through the conducting wire and hence generating the heat. Now, conducting wires have atoms and free electrons. So when it is attached to the cell or any source of energy, the current starts to flow. Now while doing so, the electron jumps from one atom to another atom. Okay, so now energy, the electron which has is also transferred to the atoms. Okay, now I can explain you by this. If you have a small stone and you hit a big stone, so what will happen? Little bit of shaking or vibration will be there in the big stone if it is like not that big, right? Same thing happens here. So when electron is jumping from one atom to another atom, the energy it has, just give or pass some of its energy to the atom. Now this energy which is passed to the atom, that only is heat. Okay, so the electricity which was coming through the electrons were getting converted into heat. That means some amount of electrical energy was transformed into heat energy while doing so. So that is why the appliances that you have at home, iron, heating rod, heater, okay, iron, so all these are dependent on these concept where the electrical energy is converted into heat energy. Now, what is the formula for calculating the heat energy, that how much heat energy is produced in any kind of conductor or appliance or any circuit? So it is very easy, students, to know about it. So this is a circuit. Through this we will see that how heat energy can be derived. Now we all know that the energy in the circuit given to the resistor is equal to power into time. Now this is the same energy which is getting converted into heat. So we can also write H equals to P into T, that is power into time. Now if I is the current flowing through the circuit and heat is produced in the resistor in the time T, the formula will be H equals to P into T. And from back you all know that P equals to V into I, that is voltage into current. So we can write H equals to VIT. Now we have this formula with us. It was a scientist known as Joule who has derived this formula for heat energy, so that we are going to do now. So we have H is equal to VI into T. Now we all know that Ohm's law where V is equal to IR. Now if you know just any one thing, either V or I, if it is given, so how you will calculate the amount of heat that is generated? So if for any circuit V is not given, I is given, and resistor is given, and time for that particular time it is asked. So you can apply here V equals to IR. So in place of V you can write IR. So the formula will become H equals to I square RT. Whereas if I is not given, that is current is not given, and V is given. So substitute the value of I, that is V upon R. So then you will get H equals to V square into T upon R. So these three formulas are one or the same. you can apply as per the question is asked. So this was done experimentally, and the formula, the main formula, the joule which he got was H is equal to I square RT. But now, by now, we all know that these are one or the same. So here, student, you have completed the heating effect of the electric current, where the some amount of electric energy is converted into heat, and while doing so we can have this appliances useful for us, like your heating iron, heater, okay, microwave, then the water boiling machines are there, right, heaters. So all this work on this principle only. Now let's talk about overloading. So when you must have heard ki in some buildings or somewhere the electricity has the short circuit happened, and then the fire has caught and the building is all damaged, right? So what happens basically, you all know that there are three different kinds of wires: live wire, neutral wire, and earth wire. Earth wire or earthen is generally well buried inside the ground, and to maintain the voltage, to pass the current, we require a voltage, okay, voltage potential difference. So the potential difference that our house gets is 220 volt. Now the potential difference is maintained if you have a live wire and a neutral wire. Now what if the electronic products are faulty, like your fridge or something is gone wrong, some appliances is gone wrong, or the insulation, the coating of the wires is faulty, it's not proper. So this live wire and neutral wire can come in contact and can cause short circuit. And that is why if any inflammable material is kept nearby, so it will catch fire and obviously accident will happen. Similarly, in the transformers, during the summer season, there are a lot of people who uses fan, electricity, AC, lot of other things. So what will happen in the transformer, that more and more electricity is withdrawn from it, and hence the more and more electricity withdrawn, more and more heat will be produced. Okay, so as heat is produced more, so it can melt the wire of the transformers or the circuit which is present there. Now what we can do for it? So nowadays what we have is MCB, that is main circuit breaker. If the temperature or the amount of current flows little higher than the what is required, then this breaks the circuit, and that is why the current stops and the accident can be avoided. So it is very much important to check on a regular basis for the faulty appliances or any insulation or coating of the wires which is not in a proper way, or the MCBs are also well connected and everything is there. I want to give you an insight about the bulb. Now you all have seen bulb, right? So in bulb you must have seen the wires isn't coiled, right? So it coiling is there. Why this coiling is there? Why can't a straight wire can be fit inside? So that the cross section area increases, and the current which is flowing, it will flow more, and if it is flowing more, it will generate more heat, and hence the bulb glows brighter. Now sometimes bulb also gets fused, but most of the time it just stays for very like 2-3 months, or even 6 months, or 1 year, or more than that even. So what is that wire is made up of? This wire is made up of tungsten. Now tungsten is having high melting point, so even if the high amount of energy or heat energy is passing from it, it will not melt, and that is why it shines brighter. So most of the wire are made like that, or some alloys like nichrome is also used for this purpose. And same thing happens in the circuit as well. If anything is more like voltage or current, okay, if voltage is more, then again the amount of heat which is produced will be more. If current is more, also then heat produced will be more. So in that case, such wires has to be used which has high melting point, okay, or maybe then MCB, like main circuit breaker, can be used. Why? Because if you see the formula, H is equal to I square RT, or you can say H is equal to VIT. So in both the cases, it is directly proportional to the H. That means if voltage is more, H will be more. If I is more and current is more, H will be more. So that is the principle behind it. So till here we'll keep. Wait for the next videos. Thank you for watching.